All right, welcome to my FX Buddies, the podcast. And I say podcast because there's a blog which is at myfxbuddies.blogspot.com and rss.com where there's a transcript, a really good transcript. My FX Buddies, Apple Podcast, and my FX Buddies, you know, anywhere. Where's the other place? Spotify.com. My FX Buddies. And yeah, so wherever, uh, but wherever you're listening or watching, look for a more info, intro, description, something like that button. If you click that button, a box opens that has a link directly to the blog, if I remember to put it there, but I usually do. And yeah, okay, I'm going to try to keep this 30 minutes. I forgot. Um, So I did a post on the 16th, but it was very short. Still nothing has come of it. But let's see. Forex is down Friday, Saturday. It comes back up Sunday. Um, but here in America, there's an event happening where people from all around the world are coming. Um, but I doubt it will have any effect on Forex. But I'm looking at Tuesday to be a regular day here in America. So if we don't see the change by Tuesday, oh no. Well, the 22nd is my day because Monday's a holiday. And right now, I'm not sure if that's the 21st or 20th, whatever. But I'm going with the 22nd. That's the last day. I'm giving them, if the masses aren't exchanging by the 22nd, then yeah, we're out to June. But there are, and I don't know if the article is going to be here or if I already passed the article. There's people here from Iraq already. They came over on Thursday, and there is a dignitary. So those people came on their own dime. It wasn't through the embassy. Um, and then there are some formal, or what is it? Oh, I forget what they call them. Official official trips, whatever. I don't know. There's two of those people, and I'm not sure when they're getting here. But and I was like, man, I wonder if Sudani's gonna show up because I still haven't seen any articles that Sudani's back in Baghdad. However, he had a meeting today that seems to prove he is back in Baghdad. So I guess he won't be showing up. All right. Anyway, I think that's everything. Okay. Thank you for listening and let's go. Yes, we're in between football games and let me just show you. It's Winnie the Pooh Day. Yes, I am. I love me some Winnie the Pooh. I always have, even since I was a little kid. So just had to mention that. All right. So it is Saturday, January 18th, 2025. So remember I said there are things, I said if they don't change the rate by the 10th, there's going to be problems. Remember I said that? Well, then there were reports, oh, there's a liquidity crisis, but they brought out all the big dogs. They brought out the economists, they brought out Mohammed Saleh, and lastly, they brought out the CBI governor. And what did they say? There's no liquidity crisis. Everything's fine. There's no inflation. Inflation's under control, right? But I said the people were telling a different story. So, yeah, so this article is from Saturday. Liquidity crisis in Iraq is worsening. 70% of money is hoarded in homes. So Look at that. Wouldn't you like to have all of that? Some people do, right? I don't. Anyway, so this is Muhammad Al-Tamimi. He's the head of the Diyala Chamber of Commerce. So that's like a local business person. Okay. Liquidity shortage crisis in Iraqi financial institutions is becoming more complicated, attributing the reason to the hoarding of 70% of money inside homes and the lack of interaction of large segments of society with the banking system. And you could read more. So he's saying, I told you this was going to happen 2 years ago. I started telling you about this. And he's like, I think he offers some solutions too. But yeah, so they are having problems. Probably because they know, or it's their intention that they're going to change the rate and put out the lower denomination notes. But until they do, the people have to use what's there, right? And so they don't want to put more 30 notes and wait till I show you something else. Also, on the television, in their news, they're running a program. There's a 250 dinar note that is valid. And it has this building on it that looks like a cake. It's like it has different levels. I think it's a mosque, but I don't know, right? I don't. Someone could go look it up. Let me see. I think I could show you really quick. CBI. Oh, wait. Banknotes. Banknotes in circulation. All right. That. See this right here? Doesn't it look like a cake? It looks like a cake to me. But that's why I'm fat too. Everything reminds me of food. Anyway, so they're showing this. This is a real place. It's a real place. It's a real thing. So they were doing like the history of this, whatever it is, which I bet you this writing here that's in Arabic tells you what it is. But they don't use this note that much because they would need a lot of them to do something, right? So I just thought it was very interesting. And you guys know I watch their TV all day, every day. And this was a story I had not seen. So I thought that was interesting. They were showing them that. Okay, let's see. Let's get back to business. All right. So there's a lot of people speaking out now that we're in the third year of the 3-year budget. They're basically like laughing. I think he's a professor. He was on TV too. Let's see, is he a professor? No, he's an economist. Most economists, including me, warned against legislating this budget as well as changing the budget method from a material budget to a programs budget, etc., but to no avail. But see, they thought things were going to be different. They thought the rate was going to change. They were going to have new laws, right? So it must be hard to function with what's really in front of you and thinking ahead for what you want, right? What you know is right there, but you just can't get it. So, so I put his article because it's the longest, and he does admit that they have not seen the 24 here. The result is that the year 2024 has ended and Iraq does not have a general budget schedules, and therefore ministries do not have investment budgets and do not know their financial ceilings. He goes on to say the 2025 schedules were supposed to be approved at the end of 2024, i.e. before the start of the new year, and thus the government's economic program would be implemented from day one. Well, we know that didn't happen, right? There is some background noise. I just can't do nothing about that. All right, so yeah, then he has some other stuff here. If you want to read that, you can. But this, like I said, there's other people, but his ideas, and it's the most thorough one with everything in it. All right. So this person, the Islamic Bank, we pay great attention to electronic payment. Everything is about electronic payments, right? And trying to get them all through the country. Finance issues a statement regarding the suspension of transfer of services to employees. So they talked about this all week, but I didn't understand it. So I generally try not to talk about things that I don't understand. But this article made it clearer for me. So the Ministry of Finance issued a statement regarding the suspension of procedures related to the transfer of services, promotions, and the calculation of contract services, press services, and advocacy. Why did they do that? The ministry would like to clarify that the procedures related to stopping the transfer of services, blah, 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 all those things, right, are regulatory procedures that are adopted annually to accurately determine financial allegations. So, since what they have is lacking budget schedules, they can't implement these transfers. See how plain and easy that was? Whatever, right? So now we're getting into a part where things that are needed to happen, we're getting to a point where things that are needed to happen are not happening because of budget delays, budget schedules. Here's my one commercial. Buy me a coffee. Right there is a live link, and there's the QR code. All right, so these are today's articles. You can read these, but I'm just going to tell you what is going on. This was a major story. So the CBI came out. That's my phone. The CBI came out. They're denying that they said this, but there's cash delivery outlets. And the CBI said, we're going to shut them down because they're not licensed. So, and I didn't make that red. It was red on their website, so that's why it's red. But salary outlets fear a big shock and come out against the central bank in Najaf, association representing 650 companies. So if you can see this guy, he's talking on a microphone, and look at them. Whoops. You can see they're business owners, right? They have money. They're in suits, kind of. But look, who's that right there? That's Al-Alaq. So yeah, and then there's another one also of 250 people. Let's see, is this the one? So this was Friday. The owners of what are known as the key card outlets and the disbursement of salaries via smart cards organized a stand in Najaf to respond to the statements of the central bank that they are not licensed. And they're like, we are licensed. We're licensed under the 2015 blah, 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 right? They have all of that, and it's all in the articles. But this is another problem. And so I'm thinking, you know how they want everyone to go electronic? I think they're trying to besmirch. Wow, that's a word I don't ever say. The outlet owners, and even though they are above board, right? Most of them anyway, providing a needed service. But if the CBI comes out, who do you think the people are going to listen to, right? So they are going on strike on the 20th. If there's not a major campaign to say, oh, sorry, no, we didn't mean that. You can go to them. You can get your cash from them. So yeah, they're gonna go, and there's another. Look, I already have like 4 articles here, in case you want to read it. But here's more pictures. See, they kind of filled up a room, and they were out in the street. I don't know what that sign says, but the there's another article where it says 20,000 citizens will be left looking for places to get cash if we go on strike. So they're pretty serious. So the CBI did put out some notices saying we didn't say you shouldn't go to them because they're not licensed. But it's just yet another problem, right? That's arising because I think they're stuck. Poor Iraq, they're stuck between the new way they're going with lower denoms and the rate change and the old way. That's what it seems like. All right, here, Baghdad notice of military measures in the green zone. They're saying, oh, we're going to be doing practice. The shooting range will operate, but they have to tell the citizens so they don't freak out. They start hearing gunshots and stuff, and they think something's going on. And I'm just wondering, why now are they practicing? Are they back from holiday vacation or whatever? I don't know. But all right, 8% of Iraq's reserves are depleted. Reasons for massive dollar sales and a warning from the T-Man. So this article is really negative against all 3 of them. This is the finance minister, Sadani, and that's Al-Alaq. So if you want to read that, they're just, in part of what they're saying is they're covering part of their debt using their foreign currency reserves, and they're down about 8%, and that's not good. And then if they continue to do that, it really won't be good, right? And then they're just saying, and you're going into a new era of the new president-elect. But you could read this article if you like. It's actually a very easy read. See, we cannot continue in the same current way, especially since we witnessed in 2024 one of the highest years in the value of the average barrel of oil sold. But despite that, 8% of Iraq's reserves were depleted. So yeah. All right, let's see. Here's another article about the tripartite budget, which is 3 years, in case someone's listening doesn't know. Here, so tomorrow, Sunday, they're supposed to vote. We're looking for a vote and a pass, right? I mean, a reading and a vote on the budget amendment laws. But this guy, Mukhtar Mahmood, he said there's deep differences regarding the law, and guess what? It's not going to pass tomorrow. But then we have the Parliamentary Finance Committee saying, yeah, no, we met, we talked about it, oh, and it's going to pass. So we'll see. That's a 4-legged roommate. All right. Here is Fawad Hussein, and this guy is, ooh, what's his name? That's my phone. Okay, and he's under the new administration. This guy here, Daniel Rubenstein. That's a name you can remember. He's over there. He met with Fawad Hussein, and I believe he met with Sadani today. Also saying, yeah, see, here's Sadani's message. So, meeting. So that let me know Sadani's back in Baghdad. So, and they're just talking about, Iraqi-American relations. We want to enhance bilateral cooperation, blah, 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 right? Same old stuff they always say, but hopefully this time it'll be different. Okay, so now we're getting into the 16th. Okay, and I'm confused about the ceasefire only because I really don't want to look it up. And, but I, it seems like it's not totally a done deal. Because the last thing that I just happened to read, it was in my email, was Netanyahu was looking for a list. He wanted a list of which prisoners were going to be released, or not prisoners, what hostages were going to be released. So, I don't know. Hopefully, it's just show and tell or whatever. Theater, kabuki theater, and then tomorrow it will all go through as planned. Right? Okay. Or let's say even better than planned. How about that? So here was a meeting in the IBBC, but you can read all of this stuff. It was good. Everything was good. I don't see anything negative. Everyone was just so happy to meet with Sudani. Smiles. When he's speaking, they're all looking at him intently. You know, just great. Okay. Now, this I think is really good. This, I have not seen this before, so this seems like a positive thing. Next week, hosting and data auditing inside the Iraqi parliament to settle the dues of the Kurdistan region. So, this is supposedly going to determine who's been not telling the truth. And Friday, yeah, yesterday, I think, the Minister of Finance, Ms. Sammy, she did come out and say, okay, I've received all the information from the Kurds, schedules, everything. So, yeah, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. I think it's supposed to be Tuesday. Okay, so that was Thursday that they made this announcement. They'll begin its work next week. It doesn't say what day, just next week. So, hopefully it will come out good and done and they can check it off. All right. Here's another meeting he had. So he did meet with several banking institutions, I'll say. Okay. But I'm skipping over that because the very last thing is a list of all the meetings all the public meetings he had. So this is, remember they took over the presidency of the Group of 77 in China? So this guy, here's his name right here. He spoke, and of course, what did he speak about? Iraq calls on the world to conduct a comprehensive reform of the financial system and a dialogue on technology governance. Yeah, so you could read that. They're just, look, climate change, development goals 2030, Agenda 21 is now 2030, and it goes to Agenda 2050 also. So here's Jamal Cougar giving reasons for delay of the budget tables. See, remember I was saying I'm a little worried. I think the budget tables have to be voted on separately, which could be further delays. I don't know. We'll see. See? Was supposed to proceed since then to approve the amendment because without the draft amendment to the budget law, the government cannot send the tables. So it's like they have to get the budget law amendments done, then they'll send the tables. And also, I know they're still working on these tables because Sadani met with a bunch of students over in the UK and told them he was going to put 62 trillion dinars of scholarships in the 2025 budget schedules. All right, here's another thing saying the citizens aren't lying. Something's going on with the dollar. To protect his savings, dollar fluctuations force Iraqi citizens to buy gold. Economic Affairs Specialist, yeah, there's their name right there. The reason for the recent increase in gold imports in Iraq is it has several economic implications, including that citizens are working to keep gold as part of their savings and is more reliable and stable as a result of the fluctuations in the dollar. So something's going on, and I believe these articles, and I believe the people saying there's a liquidity crisis, prices are rising. I believe the people more than the government. So you could read that. You should read this article. Then look at this. Isn't this creepy? I don't like the name, but I know this is English. This is AI translating Arabic to English. Electronic payment. Launch of the We Reach You initiative to promote financial inclusion in Iraq. So they have this meeting, and the focus is, same stuff. Get them to use the modern payment tools, encourage opening accounts, but the person talking stressed the importance of bringing financial services to the farthest point in Iraq. So that is in line with what Sudani wants. Sudani wants all the banks in the whole country, central and southern Iraq, as modern as Baghdad and Kurdistan. By July, he wanted that. Okay, here we go. Iraqi delegations arrive in Washington to participate in the T-Man's inauguration ceremony. So it said more than one Iraqi political delegation of Sunni figures has arrived. And what day was this? Was the 16th. So they're going to attend. Well, I don't know, since they moved it inside. There's no space, but whatever. So there's lobbies where they paid $150,000 a month, extend for a period ranging between 1 to 3 years, in addition to the cost of travel from meetings with members of Congress or media outlets, which are between $250,000 to $500,000 per trip. So they went on their own dime. The arrangements through this visit were made through contracting with private lobbies, not the embassy. Oh yeah, so official and unofficial. See, they didn't inform the embassy in Washington, so that makes it an unofficial visit. All right, let's see. We're almost done. Oh yeah, here's another article. I feel like I did go over this. I don't know. If this is repeats, I'm sorry. I'm not sorry. Forgive me though. All right, so they're still trying to explain to the people, to the citizens, about the new way of getting dollars to the banks. Okay, let's see. Yeah, so here's Sudani meeting with Iraqi students studying in British universities. This is what he stressed. Yeah, okay, you're here, learn, do good, achieve scientific and academic levels, and the experience you gain in various academic and scientific fields, and employ it to serve Iraq. So yeah, get educated and come back home. Oh, 62 billion dinars. I apologize. I said 62 trillion, but I was going off memory, which I shouldn't do. But yeah, so they're still working on the budget tables. So, all right. And here was the announcement that he was leaving London for Baghdad. But like I said, they never did show him getting back to Baghdad, but he's home. And this is the last article. And it lists, look at all these meetings he had. And these are the public meetings. Okay. I'm sure he had some private meetings that they're not telling us about. All right, so pretty lackluster stuff, but it's nothing bad. There's no steps backwards. So I'm happy. And I wanted to do this today because watch tomorrow there'll be a bunch of news and it would have been another 40-minute blog. And I tried, like I said, I try to keep them to 30 minutes. So thank you. If you are listening to this, I interrupted your weekend, and here we have a long weekend here in America. Monday's a holiday for Martin Luther King Day. All right. Accumulate while we wait for the rate to appreciate. Don't miss any meals and pay all your bills. Wherever you are watching or listening to this content, if there's a like, join, follow, subscribe type of button, do whatever action is necessary to activate that, because I don't post regularly. And if all things work as they're supposed to, when I update, you'll be notified. All right. Enjoy the rest. Well, I'm not going to say the rest of your weekend because I might post tomorrow. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Thank you. And until next time.